And that lesson of Maryam, the daughter of Imran, it begins from her mother, Hannah. Hannah is the mother of Maryam, who was the wife of the pious and righteous man Imran. Hannah was a righteous and a pious female, like her husband, like her daughter. And one day, Hannah, after many years of wanting a child, to fall pregnant and to have this child that can be a mean and a cause to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with, Hannah was wanting and waiting for the moment that she falls pregnant and have this child to be under the service of Islam and under the service of Bayt al-Maqdis. So one day, while Hannah was traveling somewhere, she sees a mother bird feeding its children, feeding its little birds. So when she saw this amazing miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala within His creation, when she saw this amazing miracle that a mother bird feeds its children, feeds its baby children that's in need of food, the mercy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had bestowed within this animal, she was amazed. And then she started to wish for that child. She started to wish to have this child, that she could get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through that child. So she said in her heart, and she made this vow to Allah, ربي إني نذرت لك ما في بطني محررا فتقبل مني إنك أنت السميع العليم. Oh Allah, I had made a vow and a promise that whatever I carry within my womb, this child will be under your service. This child will be a child that I will do the best and work and do the utmost best to make this child to be a righteous child. And she made that vow that if she gets this child, especially if it's a male child, if it's a boy, that this child will be in the service of Bayt al-Maqdis, will be in the service of the sacred place of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Jerusalem. And for that child to be someone that will serve the house of Allah, will serve the scholars of Islam, and also become someone who will learn Islam and teach others of Islam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted his supplication and dua from this sincere woman. And Allah Azza wa Jal made Hannah fall pregnant, even though she was an old woman. And it was that moment that Hannah felt the pregnancy in her womb. And her husband Imran, her husband, that righteous man, who was considered to be also the head and the master of the scholars of Bani Israel during that time, he was so happy. But he did not live long enough to see that righteous child to be born. And Hannah falls pregnant, and Hannah gives birth to this righteous female. But Hannah was amazed to see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave her a male baby boy, a male child. She was, can we cut this one? Okay. Continue from the last one? Yeah. I got mixed up. No. So, So Hannah was amazed to see that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed her with this beautiful child, it was a female child. And she was expecting a male child. A male child that can grow up in Bayt al-Maqdis under the service of the scholars of Bayt al-Maqdis and serve Bayt al-Maqdis and serve the scholars of Bani Israel. But it was that moment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted that she carried a female child, and that female child was later on was to be named Maryam. فَلَمَّا وَضَعَتْهَا قَالَتْ رَبِّي إِنِّي وَضَعْتُهَا أُنْثَى وَاللَّهُ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا وَضَعَتْ وَلَيْسَ الذَّكَرُ كَالْأُنْثَى. When she gave birth, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, she gave birth to a female baby. She gave birth to a female child. So she said, oh Allah, I gave birth to a female child. And I had made this vow and promise that if I get this child, I'm going to make this child under your service, in your sacred place. وَلَيْسَ الذَّكَرُ كَالْأُنْثَى. And a male child is not like a female child. Not when it comes to discrimination or comparison to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. That the most honorable and respectful one to Allah is the one that fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala most. But when Maryam said that the male child is not like the female child, That's when it comes to the service of Bayt al-Maqdis. That at that time it was only male children were to be accepted to be under the service or to be accepted to serve Bayt al-Maqdis, but female child was not a customary thing to be sent to Bayt al-Maqdis. And then she said, وَإِنِّي سَمَّيْتُهَا مَرْيَمْ وَإِنِّي أُعِيذُهَا بِكَ وَذُرِّيَّتَهَا مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. And oh my Lord, I had named her Maryam. I had named her Maryam. And I ask you to protect her from the path of the shaitan and the outcast shaitan. And the word Maryam, according to the people of Israel, means pure, a pure virgin female. And that's why she named her Maryam, a pure child that's there for the sake of Allah and the service of the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the service of Islam. More on Maryam and what happens after this child was born and this child grew up, and more on the story of Maryam, inshaAllah. Be with us in the next episode, part 2 on Maryam alayha salam, the daughter of Imran, the mother of Isa alayhi salam. And inshaAllah we look forward to you be with us in the next episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
وَمَن يَقْنُتْ مِنكُنَّ لِلَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَتَعْمَلْ صَالِحًا نُؤْتِهَا أَجْرَهَا مرتين وَأَعْتَدْنَا لَهَا رِزْقًا كَرِيمًا.